Hey, what up, everybody? It's Butcher Jones checking in from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Actually on the freeway right now. So I wanted to talk about the best heavyweight of all time. And I mean, there's heavyweight's a little different because one of the candidates for heavyweight GOAT never fought in the UFC, and it does make it hard. I mean, if we were talking about, like Daniel Cormier said, if we were talking about the greatest heavyweight of all time during the height of Pride days, it was by far Fedor, easily. I mean, the way he took out Tim Sylvia and Andrei Arlovsky, who were considered the best heavyweights in the UFC, should pretty much confirm that. But that being said, since then, I think that there were a couple that would be considered better than Fedor. I mean, if you look at Cain Velasquez, I mean, look, when Fedor was the Pride heavyweight champion, he may have had more title defenses than Cain had in the UFC. I don't know. I'd actually have to go back and look. But some of those guys were gimmies. They were card fillers. They just put them in there to I mean, as entertainment. They were not top contenders in the heavyweight division. Like Zulu Zinho and that whole Meng Choi or whatever the fuck his name is. That dude that's like, which is probably nothing like his name, but that like giant dude. He's like unnaturally big, you know. Like there's guys like that, man. Like Kane, Stipe, DC. These guys have never had gimmies like that. They fought nothing but the top of the heat, man. And that's why it's hard to consider Fedor the heavyweight GOAT. If he came over into the UFC and did that same thing, then I mean, yeah, we'd probably be saying that right now. I mean, obviously, I'd have to give it to Stipe. For me, it was Kane for a long time. But you know, as it stands right now, it'd have to be Stipe, man. He's got more title defenses. He's a two-time heavyweight champion, more title defenses than any other heavyweight champion ever. And the guys that he's done it against, you know, I mean, one of them, Ngannou. I mean, yeah, Ngannou put him away in their second fight, but their first fight, he got an ass whooping for 5 rounds. And then, I mean, he beat Overeem, JDS, who I think JDS is probably in the top 5, if not at least top 10. I think people sleep on JDS in his prime, man. But yeah, you got JDS, Overeem, Fabricio Verdum, who's definitely in the conversation. I think doesn't get the credit that he deserves. I mean, Fabricio finished Fedor. Fabricio finished Kane. You know, and Stipe finished him. So, greatest heavyweight of all time, I mean, would have to go to him. I mean, if we're talking like top 5, top 10, it's still hard to know where to put Fedor, but he would definitely be in that. But you got guys like Randy Couture. You got to factor Randy in. 3-time heavyweight champion. And a lot of that he did it like in his 40s. 42 years old, I believe, is when he came back and beat Tim Sylvia. You know, and to tell you the truth, he was even competing. It was competitive against Brock until, you know, he got that dominant position and started dropping those lunch boxes on him. But yeah, I mean, I'd have to say Stipe. After Stipe, I want to say Kane. It's hard though. You know, we got Ngannou out there, and Ngannou knocked Kane out. And no, it was not his knee. His knee got fucked up after he got dropped. That's how his knee got hurt. I was there live in Phoenix. So, yeah, number 1 is definitely Stipe, though. And number 2, yeah, I would probably say would be Kane. But, I mean, all Ngannou's got to do is get a couple title defenses, and I would say Ngannou. But, yeah, I would say Kane. And then we got Verdum, we got Couture, we got JDS. I mean, and we got DC. And to be real, we probably got to put Brock in there if we're talking top 10. So I know he wasn't around for long, man. But when he was around, he came in and just smashed through the opposition, except for that knee bar, obviously, from Frank Mir. But he got his revenge on that, obviously. So real bad. So, but yeah, that's my analysis on the heavyweight GOAT, man. It's got to go to Stipe. That being said, the way Francis has buzzsawed through the whole division and is now champ, and if he can continue to do this for as many title defenses or more, then Stipe, I mean, he's going to take that status. There's Butcher Jones, man, checking in from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. We'll talk to you soon.